1800 hours Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Daman Zaman. The headlines. The Prime Minister reviewed steps taken to prevent coronavirus outbreak in Dera Ghazi Khan today. The National Command and Control Center says detailed checking systems are being ensured at all entry points in the country. The World Health Organization has described the coronavirus pandemic as a defining global health crisis of the time. The All Parties Hurriyat Conference has deplored the brutal tactics by the Indian forces in occupied Kashmir to suppress the Kashmiris' ongoing freedom movement. China is withdrawing the press credentials of American journalists in retaliation to Washington's decision to cut the number of Chinese nationals allowed to work for Chinese state-run media on the American soil. The 7th death anniversary of national hero Air Commodore M.M. Alam is being observed today. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Imran Khan has arrived in Dera Ghazi Khan, where he reviewed the steps taken to prevent coronavirus outbreak. The Prime Minister was also briefed about the steps taken on coronavirus pandemic. The Prime Minister was also briefed about the arrival of Zaireen and steps taken for their screening to check coronavirus, residence, food and drinking facilities at the Command and Control Room in Dera Ghazi Khan. The Prime Minister also visited the quarantine center at Dera Ghazi Khan and inquired after the pilgrims staying there. The Zaireen expressed happiness on the arrival of the Prime Minister and satisfaction over the facilities being provided to them. The Special Assistant to the Prime Minister on Health, Dr. Zafar Mirza, the Chief Minister Punjab, Sardar Usman Khan Bustar, and the Chairman National Disaster Management Authority also accompanied the Prime Minister. Chairing a meeting regarding the performance and responsibilities of the Drug Regulatory Authority of Pakistan in Islamabad today, Prime Minister Imran Khan said it is the government's utmost effort to ensure easy availability of life-saving and other important medicines to the people at affordable rates. The Prime Minister directed to accelerate the efforts to make the authority a fully functional and a vibrant body. He said all necessary measures need to be taken for the creation of separate departments of policy making and policy implementation in the Drug Regulatory Authority. The Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi says Pakistan will succeed in its battle against COVID-19. Addressing a recorded presser in Islamabad today, he said the challenge of coronavirus pandemic is global. The minister said it is time to show unity to fight against the pandemic. He appreciated steps taken by the Sindh government and urged to work together in order to overcome the issue. Highlighting the importance of social distancing to tackle the problem, he urged the nation to follow the guidelines of the World Health Organization. The foreign minister said Chinese leadership has lauded Pakistan's decision of not evacuating its students from China. He urged the media to play its due role in creating public awareness. The government has postponed all the examinations, including those of boards and the Cambridge system, till the 1st of June due to the situation arising out of coronavirus. This was announced by the Minister for Education, Shafqat Mahmood, at a news conference in Islamabad today. Shafqat Mahmood said the foreign institutions as well as domestic boards are bound to implement the government's decisions. The minister said all the schools, including public and private, as well as seminaries, have been closed till the 5th of next month as per the decision of the National Security Committee. The National Command and Control Center says detailed checking systems for well-being and health safety of the people at all entry points are being ensured following the National Security Committee decisions. In a statement today, the committee said passengers are properly screened, data is maintained, and record is kept for tracking in case of suspects. The Chief Minister Khyber Pakhtunkhwa Mahmood Khan says the government is working on emergency basis to counter the challenge of coronavirus in the province. Addressing a news conference in Peshawar today, he advised the public to adopt precautionary measures and limit their movements in this regard. Mahmood Khan said all restaurants, hotels, beauty parlors, hairdressers, wedding halls have been closed for 15 days, henceforth both in urban and rural areas. This is Radio Pakistan. The Minister for Aviation Ghulam Sarwar Khan has underlined the need for increased cooperation between Pakistan and Iran to effectively curb the coronavirus pandemic. He expressed these views while talking to the Iranian ambassador to Pakistan, Sayyid Mohammad Ali Hosseini, who called on him in Islamabad today. The minister expressed the confidence that the two countries would play a key role in regional progress and prosperity in the future. The Iranian ambassador also stressed the need for further strengthening ties between the two brotherly countries. The Economic Coordination Committee of the Cabinet has approved a supplementary grant of over 4 billion rupees for the improvement of water courses in Islamabad and to address matters relating to the Federal Board of Revenue. The committee, which met in Islamabad today with the advisor to the Prime Minister on Finance, Dr. Abdul Hafiz Sheikh, accorded approval of 4,152 million rupees for the Federal Board of Revenue to meet the expenditures. An occupied Kashmir senior APHC leader and the chairman Tehreek-e-Hurriyat Jammu and Kashmir, Mohammad Ashraf Sehrai, has deplored that India is applying brutal tactics like killings, intimidation, harassment, and draconian laws to suppress the Kashmiris' ongoing freedom movement. According to Kashmir Media Service, Mohammad Ashraf Sehrai, in a statement issued in Srinagar, paid glowing tributes to Rizwan Ahmed Pandit, principal of a school, on his martyrdom anniversary. Meanwhile, the chairman, Jammu and Kashmir Muslim Conference, Shabbir Ahmed Dar, in his statement, welcomed the joint statement issued by Pakistan and the Chinese leadership in Beijing. The World Health Organization has described the coronavirus pandemic as a defining global health crisis of the time and urged countries to test all suspected cases of COVID-19. According to statistics released by the World Health Organization, the virus has infected more than 200,000 people and killed nearly 8,000 people globally. Meanwhile, Italy reported 345 new coronavirus deaths in the country over the last 24 hours, taking its total death toll to 2,503. The deadly coronavirus has now hit all the 50 states in the United States, and there have so far been 108 deaths in the United States from coronavirus and more than 6,300 confirmed cases nationwide. Saudi Arabia announced today that mosques would no longer be opened for the customary 5 daily prayers or Friday congregations, following the death of at least 171 coronavirus patients. China is withdrawing the press credentials of American journalists at the American newspapers, the New York Times, the Wall Street Journal, and Washington Post, whose credentials will expire by the end of 2020. The Foreign Ministry said in a statement the move is in retaliation to Washington's decision to cut the number of Chinese nationals allowed to work for Chinese state-run media on the American soil. UNESCO has declared closure of schools, colleges, and universities around the world due to coronavirus as an unprecedented challenge for education. According to a press release issued by UNESCO in Paris, more than 850 million young people, or nearly half the world's students' population, are barred from their educational institutions due to the coronavirus pandemic. The 7th death anniversary of the hero of Indo-Pak War of September 1965, Air Commodore M.M. Alam, is being observed today. Air Commodore M.M. Alam was awarded the 3rd highest military award of Sitara-e-Jurrat for his dauntless and chivalrous contributions during the 1965 war. He breathed his last on this day in 2013. And finally, the weather. Mainly dry weather is expected to prevail in most parts of the country during the next 24 hours. And that is the end of this news bulletin. For more news and analyses, log on to our website, radio.gov.pk, and you can also watch the live video streaming of our bulletins on the link, facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.